Tonight I want to show you a tiny night habit that feels almost too simple, and yet it can change how your nights feel and how your mornings start. No powders, no gadgets, just one measured tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil taken before bed. Give me a few minutes, and by the end you'll know exactly how to test it safely for 7 days, what to expect by night 3, and when you should skip it. Keep watching, because the first sign it's working is not what people think. Olive oil isn't just fat. The extra virgin kind carries 2 gifts your body loves with age: monounsaturated fat, mainly oleic acid, and a team of plant compounds called polyphenols. The fat gives you slow, steady fuel. The polyphenols act like quiet bodyguards against everyday oxidative stress. As we get older, little things, arteries a bit stiffer, joints a bit louder, gut a bit sensitive, start speaking up. A tablespoon won't cure anything, but it can make the nighttime environment calmer, and that's when your body does its best repair work. Why at night? Because nights are for maintenance. Hormones that push you to hunt for food take a step back. Systems that repair tissue and tidy up inflammation step forward. If your last bite of the day is sugar-heavy, your body spends the night firefighting. If you end with a small dose of clean fat, the landscape is steadier. Less midnight rummaging, fewer glucose dips, more room for recovery. You might not feel the repair, but you'll feel the results. Calmer sleep, fewer snack cravings, a clearer morning. Here's the simple version. 1 tablespoon, measured, 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Don't chase it with a full meal. You can sip it straight. Good oil has a grassy smell and a little pepper at the back of the throat. Or swirl it into 2 spoonfuls of plain yogurt, or into a small glass of warm, not hot water with a squeeze of lemon. If you deal with reflux, stay upright for 20 to 30 minutes after, or take it a bit earlier in the evening. We're not trying to be heroic. We're trying to be consistent. What should you notice first? For many people, late-night hunger gets quieter. Not on night 1 for everyone, but give it 3 nights. That nagging, "I need something sweet" at 10 p.m. often shrinks. Some people wake up feeling less foggy, especially if dinner was light and not too late. A few discover something far less glamorous but very welcome: morning regularity. Olive oil isn't a laxative, but that tablespoon can help bile flow and gently lubricate the system. Small effect, big relief. Let's talk quality fast because it matters. Look for extra virgin, cold extracted, ideally a harvest date in a dark glass bottle. Fresh oil smells like olives, green tomatoes, or herbs. It should not smell like crayons or metal. Take a tiny taste. A pleasant bitterness and a little pepper are good signs. That peppery tickle is polyphenols saying hello. If your bottle tastes flat, use it for cooking and buy a better one for the bedtime tablespoon. This alone can be the difference between meh and I actually felt a change. How does it fit with your current routine and meds? Olive oil is food, but it can slightly enhance absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and some medications. If you take a strict timing medication at night, keep the oil at least an hour away, or ask your clinician about timing. If dinner is very heavy and very late, skip the extra tablespoon, or move dinner earlier and use the tablespoon as your dressing. Tiny salad, a few cucumber slices, pinch of salt. The goal is a calm landing, not a calorie bomb. Who should be cautious? If you've had gallbladder issues or diagnosed gallstones, any fat, healthy or not, can stir things up. Don't test this without medical guidance. If you're on blood thinners, changing your overall fat pattern can matter. Loop in your care team. If reflux is your nemesis, try half a tablespoon earlier in the evening and don't lie down right away. If you live with diabetes, keep an eye on fasting numbers when you change nighttime eating. Many people see smoother mornings with fewer evening carbs and a small amount of healthy fat. But your meter is your truth. Let's pop a few myths. No, a tablespoon won't melt belly fat overnight. What it can do is help you avoid the snack that keeps fat loss stuck. No, all oils are not the same. Extra virgin olive oil brings a matrix. Monounsaturated fat plus polyphenols plus vitamin E and squalene. That seed oils don't match the same way. And no, more is not better. 2 or 3 tablespoons before bed are more likely to leave you queasy. 1 is the point. Consistency is the edge. If you love plans, here's your 7-day experiment. Nights 1 and 2, Half a tablespoon, 45 minutes before bed. Keep dinner modest and finish it at least 2 hours before sleep. Jot down 5 tiny notes on your phone. Time you took the oil, any reflux, cravings after 9 p.m., how many times you woke up, and how you felt within the first hour of waking. Nights 3 to 7, move to 1 tablespoon, keep the same notes. If anything feels off, cramping, burning, drop back to half, move it earlier, or pause and reassess. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're listening to your body with curiosity. Some of you will ask, can I just take it in the morning? You can. Mornings can be great if evenings trigger reflux for you or if you train early. The nighttime advantage is mainly appetite control and a smoother glucose line while you sleep, but consistency beats perfection. If mornings make compliance easy, do mornings. Just keep it raw. Heat softens flavor and nicks the delicate compounds we want in that tablespoon. Can you hide the taste? Yes. Chill the oil slightly. Stir it into 2 spoonfuls of plain yogurt with a pinch of cinnamon, or whisk it into a mini vinaigrette. Olive oil, lemon, a tiny pinch of salt, over a handful of baby greens. 2 minutes, done. What about capsules? Most are tiny. You'd need a bunch to equal a tablespoon, and quality varies. If swallowing oil feels weird the first night, remind yourself this is a 7-day test, not a lifetime contract. Night 3 is where many people say, okay, I feel a difference. Zooming out, why does this small habit play so nicely with aging? Because it supports the quiet things that add up. Monounsaturated fat can help improve your lipid profile over time, especially when it displaces less healthy fats. Polyphenols help limit oxidation. Think rust prevention for biology. Your gut lining appreciates steady quality fats. The mucus layer that protects it is fat-friendly. Some polyphenols even act like gentle prebiotics, encouraging microbes you want. You don't need to memorize any of this. You'll know it's working when your nights feel calmer and your mornings feel a touch cleaner. Let's make the science practical. If your last bite of the night is usually something sweet, try this swap. Finish dinner a bit earlier. Keep it balanced. Protein the size of your palm. A generous handful of vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil. Then later, do your tablespoon. If you're used to cereal at 10 p.m., the first 2 nights will challenge the habit, not your biology. Here's a trick. Brush your teeth right after the tablespoon. It signals, kitchen closed. Sounds silly, works wonders. A quick word on heating and smoke points. You can cook with olive oil at normal home temperatures, and many cuisines do. But some of the most interesting polyphenols prefer life without heat. That's why your bedtime tablespoon stays raw. It's not about fear. It's about getting what you came for. What if olive oil simply doesn't sit well with you? No drama. You have options. Avocado oil is neutral and high in monounsaturated fat, though it's usually lower in polyphenols. Flaxseed oil brings plant omega-3s but can be fussy for the gut and for people on certain meds. Or ditch the separate tablespoon and put the same amount on your dinner instead. The principle is the same. End the day with steady fuel, not a sugar spike. Now imagine nights 3 and 4. You take your tablespoon, you stay upright a bit, you go to bed. The kitchen doesn't call your name. You wake up and your morning feels quieter, not euphoric, just cleaner. That's the feeling to look for. If you don't get it, no problem. Not every tool is for every person. If you do, you've earned a new low-effort habit that stacks small wins, appetite control, calmer gut, and a little nudge toward better lipids over time. A few rapid-fire FAQs to save you comments. Can you mix it with tea? Skip the hot tea, add it after the tea cools, or take the oil separately. Does it break a fast? If you're strict, yes. Fat has calories. If your goal is steady sleep and you're not a fasting purist, it's fine. Can you double up if you forget? Don't. Just resume. Can you switch brands mid-week? Sure, but stay in the extra virgin lane and keep the bottle dark. How long until cholesterol changes? That's a long game question measured in weeks to months, and it depends on the whole diet, not one habit. If you decide to try this tonight, set an alarm called 1 tablespoon kitchen closed. Measure it, taste it, Make a tiny note in your phone. You're running a personal experiment with one variable. You don't need a course, you don't need a challenge group, and you definitely don't need to white-knuckle your cravings. You're giving your body a clean landing strip and stepping out of the way. And here's the twist I promised. The biggest early win isn't in your blood work or on the scale. It's the sudden silence from the pantry at 9 p.m. The voice that used to say, "Just a little snack," goes quiet. If that silence shows up this week, you'll know exactly what to do tomorrow night.